Before he became Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau arranged a boxing match with a Conservative MP, an Aboriginal guy. A promotional event kind of thing. Yeah, that was promoted for a while. I heard about it and I thought for sure my stocky Aboriginal guy was going to prevail, but he didn't. And so that was disappointing. But before that contest, what had happened was that Justin Trudeau said is that the loser has to cut off all his hair. So Trudeau wants to make an agreement that you have to cut off all your hair. And I guess the Aboriginal guy did it. I don't think he thought he was going to lose. And so they pressed Justin Trudeau on this and asked him, why do you want him to cut off his hair? You know, that in Aboriginal culture, hair is going to have a different significance than it does for other people, right? And Justin Trudeau answered a different importance to Aboriginal people, right? And, you know, there's other religious groups that have some sort of an attitude about that, but specifically to Aboriginal people, or maybe not all Aboriginal people, most likely, right? But I think to a lot. And yeah, so they said, well, why do you want to push that? And Justin Trudeau, because I want to shame him. So that's stunning, because if you look at like pop psychology, there was a good 10 years ago, I guess, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I've got that a little bit wrong, but the Western world was really grappling with the fact that people going around shaming each other was really causing a lot of damage. So if you want to be a good person, the last thing that you ever want to do is shame someone. That's the verb. And I remember, you know, there's a big deal about the noun and the verb, right? So if you feel ashamed of something bad you did, well, that's the price you pay. But to shame someone, especially for something that they really didn't do anything wrong, which that Conservative MP lost a boxing match, was particularly vile to the liberal arts type people. And it was at a time when they were really onto something. Like, that was a really good thing. Like, be careful about shaming people. And he came around and said, yeah, I want to shame him. In Aboriginal culture, I understand that hair has a different significance, and it's more important. And I really want to shame him. And so I'm looking at that, and I'm going, no, really? I don't want a Canadian politician engaging in a boxing match with an Aboriginal guy, and if he wins, shame him. I don't want that. Yeah, but if you really wanted to understand his character, I think that's a very good example. That's the most cruel and well, it's just the most cruel and oblivious thing. Like, that he could do that, and that the liberal media could cover that, and it would just sort of go over people's head. That's stunning to me. It was stunning to me then, and it's stunning to me now. But that happened. Yeah, Aboriginal guy Pat something, I think, Conservative MP. He seemed like a regular enough guy. But yeah, Trudeau wanted to shame him. There's certain things, you know, a person will say, and they really shouldn't be forgotten. So if he was just off the cuff or something, or wasn't really thinking very clearly, well, he was thinking about the boxing match. He was definitely thinking about cutting the hair. That's not something that he hadn't been concerned with. And when asked, that was his answer, because that's really what he wanted to do. That's the worst thing I've ever seen him do. It affected all of us, because it's just so ridiculous, so petty and cruel. Just this stupid little thing, right? Yeah, but that was absolutely the worst. And so now he's going to Ukraine, and I suppose, maybe there's people who are in Ukraine that want, or if it's Ukraine, no, it wouldn't be meeting in Ukraine, would he? I think, the newspaper article said he's going to Europe. Okay, so what people want out of him is money, and they should get it. Canada is going to have a big bill on this, because we have to live up to our responsibility to defending democracy. It's a price you pay, and because it's a humanitarian thing to do. So they want his money, they want our money, and we should be glad to give it to them. But the thing is that there's going to be